All right, it is the appointed hour, it is 7:01. And I will call to order the June 1st meeting of the Reston Community Center Board of Governors. First item up is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, that motion carries. Approval of the May 4th, 2026 board meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay.
Abstain.
Abstain. Okay. Approval of the May 4th board actions.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. That motion carries. Chair's remarks. We're in the spring, or in the summer, as the case may be now, and there's just so much stuff going on. All the concerts, there's just tons and tons of activity going on in Reston right now. So I hope everybody will get out and take advantage of it. Welcome back, Malka. Good to see you. Good to have you here. If you're not doing anything, because I won't say this again, but if you're not doing anything on Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock, come to the opening of the new $1 million playground at Reston North. That's for you, Paul, more than anybody else. But it's got an adult.
I wish.
It's got an adult feature as well.
I
5
wish.
o'clock on Wednesday,
This Wednesday.
June the 3rd. Huh?
A whiskey bar.
For those of you that do not know where Reston North is, it is the park behind Home Depot.
With a softball field.
There's a
Or baseball
number of fields. There's a baseball field there, a softball field there.
It's phenomenal.
So come on out.
I just looked, I didn't go down and play it, but wow.
Well, Callan will weigh in.
As a grown up, it's phenomenal.
So, come on out and enjoy.
User review.
With that, I will turn it over to Ms. Beverly for her moment.
Good evening. It's, I spent the afternoon at a funeral today. I've had so many funerals lately. Lila said at one of the services that I was singing at, she said, "Who's singing for you?" Since everybody's dying. So I might have a funeral before I die, you know how you can have everybody come and so you can hear what they're saying about you. This was a longtime bowling friend, and she was the embodiment of good. And she and I had a lot of conflicts because she always said the only thing she wanted was everybody to like her. And I said, no, I do not want everybody to like me. And they don't. Okay, so this is do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am in 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly falling snow. I am the gentle shower of rain. I am the fluids of the fields of ripening grain, of birds on circling flight. I am, this thing has just gone crazy.
I am this thing that's just gone crazy.
He does not show that.
Is that how it is?
I can't argue with that.
And that's how it is.
And that
That is terrible.
is that all there is?
That's not all there is. Oh, that is so annoying. You can pull it up for me, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I was gonna say, he could
Yeah, Ben. can
front load
pull
it
up
for you if you want.
Send it over to me.
I like these. I mean,
This is our first perfect attendance of the year.
Yeah.
It is.
It is amazing.
A lot of
Who
faces.
are these people around this table?
Great. That's
That's
it.
it.
Listening to that laughter, we just don't fight enough.
Let's not.
There's enough
We all start.
of that in other
Yeah.
Enough of what?
regions of this area.
Do not stand at my grave and weep, I am not there, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow, I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain, I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circle flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, I am not there, I did not die.
Well, thank you, Beth. Thank you. All right, introduction of visitors. We do have visitors tonight.
Yay.
Two.
I'm Thomas, I don't know if I can Thomas now.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Gershom Young. I know a couple, Paul and Ms. Kasha, you might know my mom, Shaggy Young. I knew you when I was very young, I was Stephen then. I learned to swim here at the, and so I wanted to come and thank you all. You hosted Murray Hill over the weekend, fabulous performer. Reston didn't have Pride this year, and in general, Fairfax County doesn't have any sort of facilities or programs for the LGBTQ population. So your support of Murray Hill and bringing her here, regardless of Pride not happening, was really huge, and I wanted to thank you on behalf of all of my friends.
Very good. Thank you.
It was a great show. We laughed nonstop.
Right.
It was really fun. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that was really
When I
good.
was walking down the hill tonight, I thought about him.
All right, committee report approval of the May 4th, 2026 Finance Committee. I thought we did this.
We did the verbal,
We did
because
the
we had
verbal.
just done so in your packets, you have the full write-up on the finance committee meeting. Actually, we have a full house here, so some people were not here last time. Very, very, very high level summary, revenue's in good shape, we're over 100%, but we're still waiting for the last little drips and drabs to roll in for tax revenue. Bill Penniman hasn't sent his check in yet.
I'm glad you're keeping track of these
He's
things.
listening.
Let's talk to my wife, she takes care of it all.
Most of the things are in good shape. We're actually at really good level for waiver participation. I think the number there is already higher than it was for last year. It's performing very well. It's going to be rebranded, which will be interesting. You might have seen some of the improvements going on in the lobby already. There are improvements in the lobby both here and at Lake Ann, including more monitors going in and removing a bunch of printed posters and stuff like that. And so that's going to be very lovely. And I think that and then we also discussed Brianne's proposal for deposits for sort of damage and security and whatever deposits for rentals. And so we went through that and approved that to move on to the full board. And I think those are the highlights. You have the details in your packet.
Is there a motion to approve?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. That motion carries. All right, significant activities that you want to talk about, if you choose to talk about it. Mr. Barry?
Let's see, lots of farmers market for us. We would do soccer Saturday morning and farmers market. We went to Pep Benatar. Are we sharing everything right now?
No, I mean, you can share whatever you'd like, significant.
Went to Pep Benatar, saw BB.
How was that? How was Pep Benatar?
It was fun.
Was she good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we always have like a 45-minute window between showtime and gotta get home for bedtime routine. So, we saw that. We saw like the first 45. Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna show up on Wednesday, both to the playground and then the Leadership Fairfax in the evenings.
William?
I was actually in Oregon most of the month, and so, except for saying it's a beautiful place to go, I don't have anything to report.
Vicky?
Art festival was great. Unfortunately, I caved in and bought something.
Want something?
I don't need, but anyway. Lots of basketball, things are looking up for South Lakes. The 8th grade team for Reston beat all the other teams. Langston, Madison, all their up and comers, so
What's a big hit?
there's hope
There you go.
for girls basketball.
Yes. Good, good. Lisa?
Yeah, I was no show, but I did go to Murray Hill on Sunday night and laughed a lot more than I thought I would. But it was really funny, engaged the audience throughout, and I just had us laughing. So it was good to see that. So PD, as always, does a great job of just making things move forward. It's a great show.
God.
Well, I obviously was not here last time, but just got back from work in Rome and here the rest of the month though. So this coming Saturday, actually, if anyone is around, is the South Lakes Food Pantry is doing their kind of big gather, sort, date, all that stuff, and that's at the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church on Saturday morning. So I will be at that, and then I'll be here the rest of the month for some of this other stuff we've got going on.
Yeah, I think Saturday is simple gestures.
Yes.
Saturday as well.
Yes. Art festival was fantastic again this year. Last 2 years were really great. I go to the farmer's market every Sunday because it's about 50 yards from my home. But just something on that I want to talk about. I don't know if now is the appropriate time, but it would be really great if we could get RCC on wheels over there. I don't know if there's a lot of hoops to jump through. I'm happy to help with that. But it's kind of like a unique part of Reston that's kind of growing and building. There's a lot of new faces there, and a lot of people go to it. So I think it'd be really good to get the word out on the community center, and that's probably a great place to do it.
Yeah, I gotta believe people on the south side of Reston are really gonna blow that place up.
They are. There's more vendors every single week. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
my dad's
when
been
the
a
weather's.
couple times and he really likes it.
Yeah,
So
I've been to that.
I mean, there's probably 1,000 new people in my building alone.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how many are new to Reston, but it'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Probably a lot.
good idea. Paul?
Let's see, the Arts Festival was great. Went to the breakfast, that was good. Bunch of concerts, concerts on the town and happy hour with Garden and Friends. So every Friday at 5:30, usually at the park that's across from Midtown, in front of Bar Tacos, where they do the happy hour with Garden and Friends. Though this Friday will be in the pavilion, but that's the only exception. But that was really good. Both concert series have really great lineups this year. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna miss the hopefully I've got the spring sports banquet on Wednesday, so I'm gonna miss a bunch of other stuff that I'd like to make it to. But yeah, but it's been a lot of stuff.
Beth?
I did all the stuff they did.
Okay.
I love the farmer's market, not for any of the produce, but for the popcorn.
Popcorn at Park Farm is great.
Yes.
I
You
have
always
to,
have to get a family
I have
size
to
of
park
broccoli.
strategically and walk around that, cause
Right.
Callum will throw a fit. But they put the chalk right there, it's, Fran and John, Lewis, they put the chalk right in front of that popcorn stand, and he loves it, that big bucket of chalk, so I have to kind of like, do this.
Very good. And I've done lots of meetings.
Yes.
Budget season is over and it started
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
We'll see how things look for next year. All right, you're up.
I am up. Executive Director's Report for May. As many of you have already noticed that the lobby design is going on. It's just started with the monitors going up because all the electrical circuitry had to be done first. And then everything else, I think once it gets filled in, it'll be a lot more warmer and modern and aesthetically pleasing. So stay tuned for that. We're launching ePact, which is the electronic forms for CAMs this year. So all the electronic peripherals and things like that are coming in. And our IT, Chris Higgins, is gearing up for that. So it's gonna really streamline all the forms for our parents, and it's also integrated with the with the Park Authority system. So if parents have, children in different camps, they don't have to fill out multiple sets of forms. So we're very happy about that. In equity pillar, Murray Hill has been fantastic, and the offset and collaboration confirmed that all the artisans, all the vendors, and everything has been finalized for multicultural festivals. So now the marketing and the communications is coming next. So I'm very excited about that. In community connections, we've been talking about the concerts, the theater productions, the dance performances. I was at the Tefra ICA and got to take pictures with the dance performance, and that was a lot of fun. They engaged the audience, and there was like 2 performances they did each day. That was just phenomenal. I just really enjoyed watching them and how our community responded to them. The there's the Joy Creating reception, the 60 attendees and the Chorales Art Fairfax grant enabled the Fellowship House residents to attend the concerts. ONC co-hosted Western Water Safety Day and expanded that event beyond just the aquatics cost center, and it's been very, very successful. And thank you for all the board members who also showed up at the Board of Supervisors. Paul, Bill, you were there.
I was at the Board of Supervisors breakfast?
No,
No, Board of Supervisors
Water
proclamation.
safety.
The proclamation, yes.
For the Water Safety Month, and that was really special. And we, the feedback I got back that, we got a lot of people show up. And I think that always, makes the Board of Supervisor happy when there's a large contingency of supporters. So that was the first time, and more to come, but every year we plan to kind of highlight and make RCC sort of focus on that Water Safety Month and bring the community's attention to that. Let's see, in programs and services, water safety again, added more lifeguard classes. The security deposits that you approved last month went into effect. We also closed the loop with Cornerstones on the implementation of the Opportunity Neighborhood cards, membership cards that you've been hearing about for probably a couple of years now. They've sent us the roster of all of their members so that we integrate that into our system so that they don't have to go through the vetting process. And so if they are on the Cornerstones Opportunity Neighborhood roster, they automatically receive the benefits, the fee waivers, and things like that from RCC. And I hear that they're also getting a couple of other organizations involved, including RA. We're the first to pilot this, and we underwrite this program. So I'm staying very close to it to see how successful and how it kind of proliferate into the community. In communications, again, media is doing a phenomenal job. We just won the 2nd place with the NAGC award that was awarded during one of the conferences that Lorna attended, and that was for the Western Multicultural Festival rebrand. So more to come on that when we get the press release out, but it's a very prestigious organization to get communications awards, and for us to get it in back to back in 2 years is a wonderful thing. Communications is very busy, but they one of their designers is on a long trip back to Iran, so they're kind of small right now, but they have a lot of work to do this summer because we're developing communications for the budget public hearing that's coming up on June 22nd. And then RCC will also be in attendance at the June 25th public hearing that Supervisor Alcorn is hosting, and that will also be at the Joanne Rose Gallery. So please put that on your calendar. And we've been launching a bunch of summer concerts and entertainment series all over Reston. In stewardship and accreditation, Mark Anders, our videographer right there, attended a 7-hour QLab training, bringing.
I
Yes.
led it.
Sorry?
I led it.
You led it. Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's even more fantastic. So you know, in all sorts of ways, RCC staff is leading the way in a lot of different areas. Brian Gannon is really advancing in trying to find out all the ways that the new CAPRA accreditation standards are changing and how that would affect how we go into it. And you know, I mean, 5 years feels like a long time, but we're now into 4 years, so we have to stay on top of that. And ONC, with all the summer concerts, if you do attend them, pay attention to the way that our RCC ambassadors are interacting, because they put in a very kind of module to make sure that anybody who's out there working the concerts are really branding and embracing the RCC brand and interacting with the community in a very consistent manner across all 6 of our concert series. So I'm very proud of their work on that. And then finally, all the activities that I've attended, a lot of it, I mentioned the proclamation. I've conducted a lot of budget reviews with each of my department heads. Chairman McKay's Spring Social, the Reston Chamber of Commerce Prospective Member Breakfast, the LFI Board of Supervisor Breakfast, the TEFRA Festival, meetings with Supervisor Alcorn and HCD and DPD, and then a series of one-on-one with community partners with Cornerstones, Comstock, Reston Museum, Southwest High School, and TEFRA. So it's been a busy month.
Great. Question, do we have a data repository for all of the things that we've submitted for accreditation?
Say that again?
Do we have a data repository? Do we have a central storage space for all of the data used and submitted for capital?
We do. There's a
That's
reason.
where I'm going with. Because next time that we do this in a year, it should be much, much easier using AI to fill in the gaps versus having to do this from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
So if we are not doing that in toto, we should start to take a look at that. Because that's the direction that it's going. It's not gonna require.
The county's on Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft stack, okay, so all this stuff lives in SharePoint,
Yeah.
but a little bit of organization now can go a long way. I mean, it's probably, it's complicated, I'm not saying it's unorganized, it's just, it's complicated, but
Exactly.
there are some agents at that, and
We
a lot of
definitely,
different uses.
yeah, a lot of positive uses, Bill.
Yeah, but proof.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of lawyers go out and hit for fake stuff that gets put out because
It's crazy.
AI thinks it's cool to put in, so they just do it. It does that.
Well, it's more, I mean, like, so there are lots of outcomes, there are lots of things you can do that are exploratory in nature that help accelerate, like, how we get organized and informed process. Like, for example, CAPRA's gonna introduce changes to the forms you have to fill out between now and then.
That's what I'm,
AI can, you can tell it to fill stuff out for you based on what we already have. But you can also say, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that, just tell me what's new.
flag the new stuff, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just one of, many, several things. So, I mean, I'm a lazy, just like let it do everything and evaluate at the end, but that's probably not thorough enough for this. So
So.
Let's take this.
I'll keep that
It's amazing, it's amazing how quickly it's changing things. It's crazy, it's wild. I had an HVAC guy come out to look at something at the lake house, and he said, "You're gonna need this." And he says, I'll send you a quote with a statement of work. And I said, okay. And he did that, and I got the quote, and it said, X amount of dollars. And I told Jean, I said, well, it's gonna cost us this much. She says, how do you know that's any good, that price is any good? I says, I'm glad you asked. You're right here. Let's throw the statement of work into AI and see what it comes back with a cost. And it came back within $15 and outlined each and every detail within a magnitude of this. It was amazing to see that. So just simple little household things like that you may be able to save some time. So I went even further. I'm a baseball card collector. So I took a sheet of my cards, took a picture, put it in, and said, tell me what these cards are, their value, and what I should do. And it picked out everything. It picked out every card, it tells me what year it was made, the number, and it even gave me the condition of the card, telling me you can sell this card for this much, but this card has got a nick on the corner. And
Wow.
Which system were you using?
I was using Claude.
Claude is the bomb.
Yeah, it was.
I'm a Claude fan.
Yeah, it was crazy how it just picked up out of that picture. And so, my son and I were just gonna spend eons of time going through all these cards now, reading.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing with my comic book collection.
Yeah.
I just have to take it out, take pictures,
Take
pictures, and it'll catalog it all.
And it'll catalog the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
You have
crazy.
to point
So
much?
Is it a paid subscription?
I bought a subscription.
You don't have to. It
There's
depends on how much
a
you're
free
doing.
one.
If I do my entire comic book collection, I'll probably have to pay because it'll be too many uploads. But if you're just doing I think I've shown you before, if you do chart paper, and you do like a facilitated discussion, and everyone just pick out groups, take pictures of it, it will transcribe it all. Whatever you do, it will transcribe it all. Free will work for you.
Free will work, but it's got a time limit on it. I think it's an hour and a half that you use it before you have to wait a whole other cycle to use it again. All right, ongoing business. We have a reaffirmation of our board operations with regard to virtual meetings. I think we went back over that. Did everybody have a chance to look at that? Questions? Yes, sir.
So it's just to be clear, there are two separate things. One is for all virtual meetings, the other is for virtual participation in a non-virtual meeting.
Right.
So it's two separate documents here. In both of them, Ben, are you the one who owns this document?
You can give it to me and I'll make sure that.
Okay. So it's just, in both documents, there are multiple instances of, in brackets, BAC, and I suggest that there be a global search and replace of bracket BAC to RCC BOG. We have RCC BOG several places. It is a term that has been defined within the documents, but having the bracket BAC, that is intended to be replaced, and a global search and replace will make that easy.
Gotcha.
And we just need to make it clear that it's under the auspices of the overall Fairfax County plan.
This whole thing, it's because I've seen these before, this whole thing is a template handed to them by the legal team at Fairfax County. And so you simply, that's why that bracket BAC is in there, because all the BACs have been mandated to simply replace BAC with your name and make any other changes that absolutely must be made. Everything else is simply boilerplate, otherwise you're off the reservation.
Thank you.
Any questions, any further discussion? Somebody want to make a motion to reaffirm these two items?
I move that we reaffirm both the all virtual meetings and the virtual remote participation in a non-virtual meeting guidelines that we have.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any additional discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. New business, I will turn this over to Dee to talk about MC Dean and artwork.
I just wanna bring it up and we might go into more detail at the next finance committee meeting, just like we did with the security deposits, item. But, we got the recommendations back from, our, DEMS, Department of Emergency Management and Security. And there's a full proposal of recommendations for additional cameras to really cover the entire perimeter of our facility. There are recommendations of card access into the facility when we are closed, so that if staff can access the building. There are recommendations to additional 6 or 7 cameras and a ability to, if there's something happened, that we could go into a PA system in the areas where staff is located, so that they know that something is happening. Right now, we don't have any mechanism that could, other than email or texting. We're also looking into getting a texting system where all of RCC staff will opt in if they chooses to, because we have so many part-timers like instructional, lifeguards and instructors. They would have to opt in so that if something was to happen or our operational status changes, we can send a text out and let everybody know. So there's a long list of recommendations that you might be able to review that, but I wanted to bring that up so that we can discuss it at the next finance committee meeting, and then seek for our guidance and approval on the cost of implementing those recommendations.
Did you get an AI second opinion?
Not yet.
County.
May I assume that so if an alarm goes off on this stuff, I assume that rings like DEMS, like at the Fairfax County Security.
Yeah.
So got it. All right.
There's there's a electrified lock bar. If something's happening in the perimeter that we need everybody to stay inside, we could go on lockdown. There are recommendations. We don't have to do all of it. We can pick and choose whichever we feel that it's the most appropriate for us. But these are kind of comprehensive physical security assessment that they did. And then they just came back with a list, and we could pick and choose, and depending on what we're comfortable with from a security standpoint and from a budget standpoint, we can implement one or all. And then the second new business item is that I've been approached by the Rustic Corral, and they are celebrating their 60th anniversary this year. And before they want to proceed with this idea, they wanted to see if RCC is willing to approve a space within our facility for them to commission a piece of art that could be displayed in RCC's Hunters Woods, because this, I guess, they feel that it's appropriate because this is the home where they come every week to rehearse and to perform. And I've spoken to the Arts and Culture Department, and we've kind of walked the facility, and we think that the brick area over on top of the fireplace might be an ideal space. We selected that because they can, rehearse and perform right here in our community room, and kind of point over to where the 60th art piece is being displayed. And my the concerns that I have is that we do not want to go into collecting art, because we have way too many partners and too many organizations to contend with. So what we were gonna propose is that we will designate that space for them to showcase or display the art, but it would be maybe under a 2-year, and then after that, they would have to remove it and take it somewhere else.
Why don't we talk about this tomorrow?
Oh,
Public art arrested meeting is tomorrow. And that's probably a more appropriate place to get a real feel for it.
So do you have any idea what kind of piece?
they are working with the RAGS Western Arts Gallery Museum with Pat McIntyre, and they want to know what the space is before they can kind of like map out the size and scope of the project. But
Yeah, let's get a feel for it, because Pat will be on that.
right,
And also, instead of necessarily putting a 2-year deadline on it, if we really like it, let's keep it. Really, I mean, don't
Yeah,
have
I
an
mean, there's just some,
arbitrary
yeah, there's,
disposal to just revisit after, you don't have the right to revisit, and maybe you wanna keep it. But don't just say, well, you'll have to go find another home for it necessarily.
well, that's one of the things that you would do with those art pieces, is we would actually want to establish some type of MOU with them to outline what the terms
Right.
and conditions.
Right, because they would be owning the artwork
That's
and
exactly
they would simply
right.
be housing it.
That's exactly, yeah.
Yes, you have to have an
Right,
all
but it could be a real addition to the venue for us, if it's a nice piece that I'd like to say, stay forever.
so I told them that I would bring it up to the board and we would consider it and see how we can proceed. So those are the new business items.
Yeah,
Stay tuned until next.
I was gonna say, I'd like to see, get
Let's
an
see.
update on that before we,
Yeah, stay tuned
break
until
on
that,
that, but-
let's get some of the rules in place before
good to know it's being considered.
we look at
Right.
Yeah.
what it might be. Okay.
No offensive art.
Art is in the eye of the
Erase.
beholder.
So, check out the events under events. We've got the opportunity to go through and do all of these things. Our next big thing is the annual public hearing on June 22nd. So we will get out material to you to review beforehand and be ready for that exciting session. So with that, if there is no other business to be discussed or done, consider ourselves adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thank you. So by the way, Bill,
Thank
you know, so I saw you